hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Tyler Perry's Sistas, child. We back in the building, honey, with the craziness and the foolishness of it all. Straight No Chaser, Season 6, Episode 1. So we got, Q out here shot up, child, okay? And it wasn't enough shooting for me. It was no arteries hit. It looked like a shoulder wound, but we passing the heck out. We got Danny. I've been drinking. Okay, she getting twisted up inside the daggone, bar. We got to go ahead and call Karen and Andy and Sabrina to come through and check on her. All right. And we got Mr. I thought you was better than this Preston sitting over in the daggone corner with Minzy, child. Why are we here with Minzy? Why we didn't go to where Minzy live at? Why did we decide to bring Mindy where we know that, it's close by where Danny Dam live and more than likely a place that she comes to have her drinks, Preston, all right? Child, I was rooting for you. We was all rooting for you. And we also got Karen, child. Karen, why are you running into a damn burning ass building? And Pam, damn, girl. Really? We still leaving the curlers on? We still making freaking mistakes like that? Like, come on now, girl. I need you to do better than that. And Karen, I need you to call 911, all right? Somebody dial 911 while we running into a damn burning building, girl. And we ended up passing out, child. Let's go ahead and get into it. Take it from the top, y'all. You know how we do. Break it on down. So we basically picked up the episode exactly where we left off. We got, Maurice and Q struggling over the gun. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, shots ring out. And Q is down for the count. He over here being all dramatic. Oh, my God, I can't believe you shot me. And Calvin come running up like, thank God I followed you. I knew your dumb behind wasn't going to listen to me. And you was going to do something. I told your behind not to come here. And he's like, we got to call the ambulance. Now, of course, Maurice is telling him, now don't call no ambulance because then I'm going to end up going back to jail. And he's like, if we don't call it, you going to be in trouble because there's cameras everywhere. They're going to know you was here. They're going to see everything that happened anyway. So he was like, we got to call. So he basically ends up, calling, and Maurice is saying, well, I'm not sticking around. No, I'm not, bitch. Okay, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. So he was like, and if anything, I'll be on the run like J&B. Okay, I love that too. So, of course, Calvin don't listen to him, and he calls the ambulance anyway, tells him that it looks like somebody been shot. He don't see a gun, and he just got there and all of that. Lot number 8 in the blue area, whatever. So Q steadily talking about, he tried to kill me. And, Maurice is going, well, you tried to kill me. You the one that came with the damn gun in the first place, okay? So Q over here crying like, oh, my God, it hurts so much and I'ma die. And Maurice is like, die, bitch. Okay, good for you. Because if it wasn't you dying, then it would be me because you was trying to get me. That's what you get. So basically, they still just keep going back and forth with you was trying to shoot me. And then he's like, Maurice is telling him, look who's scared now, right? So he says to, Calvin, he needs an ambulance, and Calvin is telling him like the ambulance is, on the way, and he talking about something, I can't believe this shit, I can't go out like this, and he talking about some Q, just relax, man, and the next thing we gonna go ahead and pass out. Okay, I guess we passing out from shock or whatever the case may be. We really don't give a damn, do we? I know I don't. So, moving on from that, we start to basically see the girls. No, I'm sorry. We see Danny at the bar. Okay, the bartender's obviously familiar with her and knows the girls. She's steadily telling her like, nah, girl, okay, we ain't gonna keep, throwing back these shots. We ain't gonna keep having these drinks. If you want another drink, you're gonna have to go ahead and pass me those keys before I give you another drink. And, of course, Danny going back and forth with her, I should say, right? No, you give me the key first. No, you give me the drink first. Let me just have one more, and we gonna do a ride share. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be driving nowhere, whatever. And she was like, you really trying to be a responsible citizen all of a sudden. This is something else. And the bartender's like, yes, I am. Okay, you gonna go ahead and give me them damn keys. Danny telling her it's a fair trade, and she's like, Danny, keys first. And she's like, no bottle first. I said, are we really debating back and forth about this, Danny? Come on, child. I need you to act like you got some damn sense. And so she was like, I'll give you one more drink, but you're going to give me the keys first. And Danny finally tosses her over the keys and then pass her the cup so she could go ahead and fill her up, okay? So in the midst of her getting ready to pour her this drink or whatever, she, telling her not to pour light. Here go Preston leaning over Danny. And she look over at him like, what the heck you doing here? She was like, is there a tracker on my damn car or something? And then she was like, you got a track on my car? And he was like, no, I don't. She was like, you don't? She was like, so how the hell else you knew I was going to be here? And he was like, we were just already here having dinner. So she like, we? So he's like, yeah, do you want to meet her? Lo and behold, him and Mindy are there. She's like, no, Preston. And I sure as hell, don't want to hear anything about this. Don't want to talk to you. When you called me, you were with her already, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, Danny, she went to the restroom and she was like, oh, that's real classy. Real classy, Preston, okay? So he was like, I was just trying. And she was like, you was? Get the hell up away from me, right? She was like, no, get out of here, Preston, seriously, because this is definitely not the right time. So he's like, okay, fine. So she's like, I don't want to be here with no bull crap tonight or whatever. And now she wants even more drinks, okay? So he say fine, and he walk away, and the bartender basically started asking her, was she okay? And she's like, yeah, girl, I'm fine, girl, I'm fine, okay, I'm fine, girl. So, of course, this is when she make her way to go ahead and tell Angie what time it is, girl. We gonna need some help, okay? We gonna need you to get on over here. She's like, who's this or whatever. When she answered, well, she said, girl, this is Tina. And she's like, okay, Tina, what's going on? Danny's here. She getting drunk as a skunk. So she was like, she drunk as hell, girl. So she said, well, take her keys from me. She said, yep, well, I already did that. And of course, she says, I was on my way home, but I'm going to head over. So, of course, now we're going to go ahead and call up the other girls. Okay, we're going to call Sabrina first. Let her know what's happening. And Sabrina tells her she's going to meet her there. It's like, oh, no, again. And then we're going to go ahead and call Karen. And Karen was saying that she was just about to head over to the salon. But, she going to go ahead and meet her there first. I said, damn, Karen, you've been trying to get back to the salon for God knows how long already. Okay, and still can't seem to make it. So now we see, Fatima and Zach, having their little rendezvous. All right, boo, boo, boo. They all cuddled up and happy, getting it in. Just finished having them some nice, refreshing sex. And, right now the vibe seems to be pretty good with them or whatever the case may be. And, they're talking afterwards or whatever. And she's just telling him, again, that she's cool with everything. The reality is that they got to deal with it and they got to be able to, come together. And he was like, it really got him thinking. And she was like, thinking about what? And he was like, the fact that she got my son and I don't know if she's mistreating him. So she was like, yeah, well, I thought about that too. And that's the things that we got to find out. And he was like, you see how fast she switched up when we mentioned money? And she like, yeah, you definitely did catch that. Okay. So she was like, that's why, you need to keep it in your pants. Now, he over here talking about something, okay, slow down. And you ain't going nowhere except in your pants and all this stuff. And she was like, don't be nasty, Zach. And he was like, hey, you started it. And she was like, listen, it better be only mine. And he was like, trust me, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to be playing around like that no more. And she was like, good. And he was like, well, seriously, though, what am I going to do about Michael? So she was like, just take your time and get to know her and get to know him and, see what kind of mother she is and how she is with him. And he was like, basically, of course, because of the way he grew up is a real concern for him. And she was like, look, it takes two to make things happen or whatever. And he was like, I'm glad you know that. And she was like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what are you talking about? So he was like, well, I'm going to have to get to know this woman or whatever the case may be. And then she's like, Zach, I'm not worried about that. So he was like, yes, you are. And she was like, he said, you always are. And she was like, no, I'm not. And then he's like, why? And she was like, all I gotta do is picture you rolling your eyes back in the back of your head to, as a reminder. So, sucking your finger like a little baby and all of that. And he like, all right. So they started, laughing about that or whatever the case may be. So she's like, this right here is all mine. And he's like, I'm glad that is all yours or whatever the case may be, right? But at the end of the day, he's kind of like still saying, what are we gonna do about this whole situation with my son? And how they living and how the house is and all of that stuff. And he was like, what if it's bad, And she was like, all right, one thing at a time. Like, let's calm down. Let's take it one thing at a time. Let's see how everything is gonna do. And of course, he still just was kind of back and forth, like, yo, what if it's bad? Like, he's just really worried and concerned. And I can understand the worry and concern, okay? Because if it ain't right, then we may have to go ahead and try to get custody of him and have him here full time. We ain't going to be just giving her money and things is a hot daggone mess over there, which is understandable when you see the background with Zach have went through, right? And so she's just telling him that you gotta handle things, slowly or whatever, and thank God for the grace and all that stuff, right? And so, right now we still seeming like we in the honeymoon phase, and we talking about, um trust me, and we gonna go through everything together. And he was like, oh, can you do me a favor? And she was like, what's that? And he was like, you can't be having no dudes coming in the house and all that, because we talking about grace and all of this stuff that a man could give. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, I got you on that one. So she was like, how about you do the same? And he was like, no problem, I could do that, that's easy. And she was like, yeah, Zach, don't just be saying that. And he's like, no, I'm serious. So he basically was like, yeah, I've been with a lot of women. All right, there you go. And he was like, I'm sure you've been, with a lot of men, and I'm not mad. So he was like, you don't like to talk about it a lot. And so she was like, yeah, you gonna say that you've been with a lot of women, but but not be no other woman coming knocking at the door, because we done had plenty of that. So he talking about something, oh, I was safe. And she was like, not every time, I'm sure you wasn't. He talking about something, his pull-out game is strong. And of course she was like, that don't be working, what I'm saying? He over here, quick jaw, Zach attack. And she was like, Zach, that's not safe. I said, yeah, Zach, that's not the strength that you think it is, because at the end of the day, just because your pull-out game is strong, that don't mean you can't contact damn diseases either. And we know that does not prevent pregnancy or whatever the case may be. So now he's starting to ask her how many men she slept with, and at first she was just saying good night, go to bed, honey, like she didn't want to answer the question. So of course here he go, oh yeah, well that's fine, I knew it was a lot, I knew. So then she basically ends up telling him it was 7, and he's like, 7, you sure about that? She was like, yeah. She was like, most of the relationships I was in was actually long-term relationships except for 3, but she was like, that's it, I'm telling you the truth. So he's like, all right. And then she's basically starts asking him like, and you know what I'm saying, what's your damn number? And all of a sudden he want to turn over and turn his back to her and don't want to answer. But it's just funny. I know I'm trying my best not to compare, the contrast between this and Zatima. We know that it is 2 different damn dimensions, because in Zatima we got them, of course, seeming like they having a problem is like, he's wanting it too much. I'm thinking maybe Zach could possibly have some type of sex addiction and all of that. Whereas in here, we still, like I said, in the honeymoon phase, we enjoying the sex. We saying we in this for the long haul. We saying we riding. We saying that whatever the situation is with, the little boy, we going to conquer this together, and we going to be a team and all of that different kind of stuff. And, just a completely different dynamic, right? And so she was like, now you still want to talk about sex after talking about your daggone baby mamas? And he like, nah. And she like, yeah, I didn't think so. So we gonna go ahead, and go to bed. And right now, at least for the most part, Zach and Fatima seem to be in a good place. And this is the place that I like seeing them in. This is what made us all, like them to begin with. So now we get to Danny back at the damn, bar. They done got there, whatever, the restaurant or whatever have you. And they are saying like, well, Danny, you right. Okay, we can't lie. We can't bull crap. You was calling the cards out right on all of us. We do have to apologize. What you said about me and Aaron, Andy tells her, was 100% correct, But at the end of the day, she was like, 1, the sex is good. Okay, Andy girl. And 2, we basically, pretty much he makes me happy, he makes me smile, and there's one day that I am going to give him up, but that day is not today. Karen tells her she's right when it comes to Aaron, and she does tell them about the lady coming to the shop and acting a whole ass fool, and they like, what? And she like, yeah, I don't know what that was about. And then Sabrina, hesitantly basically admits that she's right about her as well. So just as they was going back and forth and she having these damn drinks the whole time that they all talking or whatever, they noticing Preston been in the back, and they like, wait a minute, is that Preston I'm seeing, or am I bugging? So of course at first, Andy keeps trying to say she sees him and she's trying to get their attention, whereas Sabrina's kind of like, Andy, but of course Danny ends up letting them know like, oh, I already saw him. Yeah, that's the girl that he apparently apparently was trying to, go ahead and marry. And she's like, he done already came over here and he actually wanted me to go over there and meet her. And they like, what? And she was like, yeah, apparently, he just wanted to have a taste of the black, okay, the chocolateness before he went on over to, getting with her. And they was, also just basically saying that, at the end of the day, Andy told her, like, you've been very patient when it came to me and the Gary situation or whatever, right? And you still never condemned me. And so I need to be patient with you and give you that same, grace and not condemn you. And so, Danny's just saying, I'm sick of it, I'm tired, and I might just, go ahead and drink this coffee and calm myself down and bring it all down or whatever. And, Sabrina was just like saying, we weren't trying to hurt you, we really are sorry and we really do love you. We are sisters, we are coming together. And regardless, all of them could be hypocritical at times and like to throw stones and definitely have a way of treating Danny in a funny way. I do like this part of them where they come together and where they like, we got each other backs. We're sisters no matter whether we arguing with each other or whatever. If it's an emergency situation, we gonna see what's going on. We gonna be there for each other. That's the way that it should be, right? And so basically, Karen was also saying that there's a parental test that she could take and she's supposed to be going to take that tomorrow. And then, Danny was asking in the preacher, and that's when she just was like, he's as wonderful as he is. I don't know, with all the stuff with his ex-wife and now this whole new situation with the girl popping up at the shop. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of giving him the side. I kept saying he may be true, too good to be true, and I don't know what that's all about. So I'm kind of letting that go, and I'm focusing on, me and this baby and what's happening with that right now, right? And so they like, what the heck is going on? You know what I'm saying, with that? And of course, she telling them how he said he would explain later and all of that kind of stuff. So she was like, we all got our stuff, Danny. At the end of the day, none of us is perfect, but we do all love you and you are still our sister. And so they all basically in agreement, like, yeah, we do or whatever, right? And so they was like, she started saying that the alcohol smell was making her sick. So they like, let's go ahead and get ready to get up out of here. And they was like, yeah, she really pregnant now, okay? So Danny crazy ass still trying to say, can she get a to-go cup? So at this point, that's when they saying that they gonna pay and all of that, and that's when they noticing Preston, and she's like, oh yeah, girl, I already saw him and all of that. So they like, what the hell? Seriously? Like, no, she's like, yeah, that's the little lady he said to marry or whatever before me. And apparently he just wanted the black experience before he said I do. And they like, wow, she was like, does he talk like that? And in the meantime, Danny still keep going like, give me that to-go cup. So basically, they like, no, he didn't say that. And they was like, that was today, you should have said something or whatever. And then they like, yeah, we gotta go, we definitely gotta go. And Andy's saying she gonna drive. So then Danny talking about, so no, I'm good. So she popping up to walk over to you all like this. And they like, why the hell is she walking like that? Should we stop her? Can we stop her? And then they was like, no, we gonna do absolutely nothing, we just gonna stay in here. Aaron talking about, let me pop a squat. So she get over there, whatever the case may be. They say they gonna sit back and relax and just, relax when they release. And she go ahead and walk over there and she like, hey, how do you do? And she doing a damn curtsy. They like, did she really just curtsy? So she sit down or whatever and she's like, yeah, what's going on? Hey, I'm Danny. So Mindy talking about, she's like, because Danny was like, this is, and he was like, Mindy. She was like, yeah, Mindy. So Mindy talking about hi, and she's like, you're Danny, and she's like, yeah, I am Danny, and you're Mindy. She was like, oh, he told you about me. So she was like, he did, and she was like, oh, so he told me about you too, but it was just a few days ago, but So she was like, yeah, he told me that, and I basically had said that he should have been telling you earlier than that or whatever. And she was like, we agree on that. That's what Danny told her. We have that in common. We definitely agree that I should have been told earlier. So in the meantime, Preston with the stupid look on his damn face, and then she's just telling her like, I agree, and she's steadily throwing back that damn drink still. So she's basically looking at her. She like, I love that ring, girl. And she like, oh, thank you. Then he like, yeah, it's pretty. It sure as hell looks like a lot like the one that he offered me, but that ain't the same one that you offered me, right? And so here go Mindy, Preston. So she just was like, is it the same ring, Preston? Danny saying that to him. And he like, Danny, I was trying to. She was like, you was trying to do what exactly? She like, Wendy, let me ask you something. What comes up for you when you realize that the ring I turned down is now on your finger, girl? Huh? What the heck do you really think about that? Because I wouldn't marry him. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about that's not what's going on. And she was like, that's not what's going on. She was like, it's not, because it sure as hell looked that way to me. And so he keeps saying, can we talk later? She like, no, we could talk now. I'm here, you're here, Mindy's here, we're all here. She's a part of this little, love triangle, trouble or whatever. So he says, look, I'm going to take Mindy to the hotel. I'm going to talk to you later. And I'm with Danny. I'm confused. I don't understand what we still trying to talk about. I don't know what there is to talk about. She asking Mindy, are you okay with that? Mindy over here talking about, yeah, because I'm waiting for him to go ahead and figure out everything before we get married. Danny said, what? She was like, hey, white girl, go ahead, I guess, because, baby, I don't know anyone. And Mindy was like, I'm sorry. She was like, girl, I don't know nobody. She was like, and he doing all this and treating you like this, and you gonna put up with this shit? She said, girl, you deserve better. I deserve better. Everybody deserve better. Nobody deserves to be treated like this. We all do. We ain't got to take these shit from these men, girl. She was like, baby, oh, Lord. He's still saying, I'll come see you later, though. In the meantime, her saying all this. And she was like, I just wish you would. She was like, there's nothing in here, picking up the empty glass. So she was like, I just think I wish you would. She was like, leave me to go anywhere to talk to another woman. Okay, I mean anywhere. So he just kept saying, to be clear, I don't know, what I'm saying? I've never been in a position like this, in a situation like this before. And quite frankly, I didn't know what to do, and I've never been in love like this before. And Mindy over here comforting him and putting her hand on his shoulder. And Danny just cracking up like, I'm sorry. Yeah. She was like, girl, this is not crazy to you. Like, you not feeling nothing. She was like, oh, that's wet, baby. She was like, girl, do you know what he's talking about right now? Like, do you see what he's talking about? Do you know that he's never been in love like this before? And Mindy, she know. So she was like, shall we spend the bottle on this shit? So then they start to say, like, Karen, Andy, and Sabrina, yeah, I think it's time we go ahead and get her, okay? We're going to need some help. We're going to have to all go over there together, and we're going to have to go ahead and get her up out of here. Now, in the meantime, Karen is still saying she going to go by the damn salon, that she don't trust Pam. Andy's like, well, just call her. She like, nah, girl, you can't just call her. I will call her, but I'm going to call her on the way while I'm leaving to go in the damn car. So they tell her, okay, good night, drive safe, and that they're going to see her tomorrow for the, doctor's office. And so it ends up being Andy and Sabrina to go over there and get her. And child, they gotta drag freaking they gotta drive Danny away, okay? Preston over here talking about, can you take her? And they like, yeah, we gonna take her. But in the meantime, before that happens, she get a call from Gary, and he over here laying butt naked in the damn bed with flowers every damn where. And Sabrina's like, oh, I guess you going to go see him or whatever. And she talking about something, let's just go get Danny. He's saying that don't make me leave and all this stuff. And she was like, all right, well, I was here with Danny or whatever, I'm gonna take her home, and then I'm gonna be on my way home. And he's saying that he gonna be here waiting, that he gonna be there just like the picture that he sent or whatever. And she's like, all right, bye, because she was singing don't move. I said, child, Andy really get turned on by that foolishness, okay? So now she really want to go ahead and just get Danny so she can hurry up and get over to raggedy ass Gary. So in the meantime, Preston is like, can y'all get her out of here? And she was like, man, they like, that's a great idea. They said, come on, let's hurry, let's go. And she's over here like, I'm not bothering anybody. She was like, okay, get off of me or whatever, right? And basically saying, I will leave because I have to pee. Okay, let's be clear that I'm not leaving because of y'all. But it's bullshit, Preston, okay? It is all bull to the shit that you were giving me. And, then they like, okay, come on, Danny. So she was like, I like that pleather, okay? It seems like we like the same type of colors and it's earth tones. I said, girl, child, Danny, not pleather. So he telling, Mindy that he's sorry about all of this. And she's just like, Preston. I said, child, I don't know where they going with this storyline, y'all. But we gonna go with it, rock with it, okay? Because that's where they taking us. So as we move on from there, we basically get to, and Aaron ass is waiting outside for Karen. By the time she get over to her house or whatever, we seeing him looking like he pacing back and forth while she driving, and we seeing that she still done call damn Pam, and telling her to send her these pictures that Pam never want to see send. And then we seeing Maurice and Calvin get home, and they still like basically saying they hope that he makes it or whatever the case may be, right? And he was like, I got a bad feeling about this because I forgot to mention that at one point, of course, the cops did get there and they was asking what happened. And, oh, if they look at the videotape, they not going to see nothing else up there. And they going to see that Calvin had got there late after the fact. And Calvin was like, yeah, I wasn't here when everything happened or whatever, right? And we see them taking Q away on the stretcher. So the cop was like, oh, we already know that because Q was telling him it was cameras everywhere. And he was like, well, if you already know that, why the hell was you asking me? And Maurice had started getting, kind of funny with the cop talking about, yeah, this is some Beijing going on, okay? And the cop was basically telling him to calm down. So now that they got back to the house, Calvin is just saying that he's really concerned whether Q is going to make it or not. If he don't make it, this could be some serious shit. You could, be in some serious stuff. This is basically murder. And so Maurice was like, well, I guess that means I got a body on me. And Calvin is like, oh my God, I can't with you. I just can't. And he was like, well, it sounds a little gangster thuggish going on. And he was like, are you serious, Maurice? So Maurice is just, of course, saying, I know it's serious or whatever. I can't get, it out of my face or whatever. All my jewelry is gone. All my gowns is gone. All my stuff is gone. And then Calvin is saying, what's wrong with you? Worried about jewelry and gowns and stuff like that. He was like, what kind of, story is this going to basically, is he going to give them? And what if he lies? And she was like, well, Maurice said it don't matter if he lied because they got everything, on tape. The white man told us that, right? And so they could see it all in the video. So he says, well, while you're figuring everything out, I'm going to go lay down because I done been through too damn much, all right? I'm going to go lay in my bed. My heart is palpitating. And he was like, now I got to find a job and I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I got to worry about too since this bitch took everything in my damn life. So Calvin's still saying, I hope he make it. And Maurice is like, Calvin, please. He was like, you hope he make it. Now I'm really going to bed. So then he had to think about it and was like, well, actually, I'm going to the damn floor because I ain't got no bed because he done stole every damn thing. Okay, my bed is gone. So I said, Jesus Christ, he took my bed. And he was like, Calvin, it was a damn, pillow top. All right. So in the meantime, we go ahead and get over to Karen finally getting home, and Aaron is out here waiting on her, and she's over it and don't want to see his behind either. He like, hi, and he asking, can he come in? And she's like, I know you can't, but you could tell me what's going on and who that woman was and what that was all about, right on out here, okay, to tell me what that was all about. And so he was like, you want me to talk about it out here? Yeah, is there something wrong with your damn lips? Okay, she was like, yes. So he's like, okay, well, look, I just want to apologize about all of that, because we were in such a good place. Things was going good. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, I want that to continue or whatever. So she was like, well, you could start by opening up and telling the truth. And he was like, I know, I just didn't want this to change anything. She was like, then tell me. So he over here talking about some, look, I had started seeing her briefly. And she was like, briefly. She was like, so you were seeing somebody briefly, really, but you never mentioned it before today? And he was like, it was nothing serious, all right? And so she was like, so you just started seeing someone and you never said anything about it? So he's like, well, I didn't see no reason to say anything about it because I didn't know where me and you was going at the time. And I wasn't sure about us, at the end of the day. I didn't even know if you wanted me. We was kind of basically back and forth or whatever. So he was like, he had started with her and everything seemed cool besides the fact that she's crazy. So she's like, oh, crazy. She was like, you mean crazy like your ex-wife? So he talking about some, no, not crazy like my ex-wife or whatever the case may be. And she was like, what made her crazy? Are you out here gaslighting women? So he was like, no, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? That I don't get down like that. And it's like, do I? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, whatever the case may be, right? Because something ain't right here. Something ain't right in the damn milk, honey, okay? It's spelling a little spoil you, child. So she was like, you make yourself like you this perfect guy, whatever, in the beginning, but then later on shit start coming out. So he basically is like, no, you know I don't do that or whatever. And she was like, something is off about you. So he was like, no, Karen, I'm telling you, I'm telling the truth. So she was like, well, how the hell she knew about my salon? And he talking about she followed me there, you know. So she was like, well, what are you doing to make these crazy? He's like, nothing, you know what I'm saying? She just fell in love with me. She was like, oh, she just fell in love with you and you ain't have nothing to do with that. Okay, I see. So he's like, I swear. And she was like, well, you didn't tell her about me? He was like, oh, I was going to. You know what I'm saying? When you made up your mind. So she was like, okay, yep, yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go in. She was like, so nothing. I'm tired. All right, I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm not dealing with no bullshit tonight. No more stressing me, okay? So then he's like, yeah, the last thing I want to do is stress you or whatever the case may be. And she's like, okay, then you can leave and you can have, you know what I'm saying, a safe ride home. Good night. So he was like, at least we could to maybe talk about this later. And she was like, yeah, later when I'm ready, okay? So he's like, okay, fair enough. She's like, okay, good night. All right, get home safe. Because he's talking about something, let me walk you in. No, I'm good. You need to leave. All right. So I say, yeah, Aaron, because out of all that, you said a whole bunch of nothing. I didn't hear not one damn explanation that came out of that child. Boy, bye. Now, of course, she's still basically like, Pam, damn it, you know what I'm saying? You still ain't send me no picture. And she called her and she's still telling her, send me the picture while we on the phone. So Pam like, okay, I'm sending it right now. And then she's like, you know, about to tell her like she got company or whatever. So when she looks at the picture, she like, damn it, Pam, are you freaking blind? Like you could clearly see that the light is on and one of the curlers is still on. You know, now I gotta go over there. So Pam is like, damn, I didn't know that's what that meant. I thought it meant it was cool. And I said, really, that don't even make no damn sense. Because Pam already knew, you know, what it is to turn off and on. She already done been working there long enough. Like, okay, girl, I guess, right? So damn, Pam. So she was saying she was going to go back there, but at this point, she like, nah, Pam, I'm going to go ahead. Don't even worry about it. And of course, Pam is telling her sorry or whatever, right? So now when she get there, she's seeing already that it's starting to form like smoke and stuff like that as she's driving up. Instead of her immediately dialing 911, she goes in the freaking office and gets a fire extinguisher, right? And basically is trying to put the damn fire out herself or whatever the case may be. Coughing, choking. The fire's getting bigger and bigger at this point. It's smoke everywhere. She's damn near falling, you know what I'm saying, as she's walking and coughing and choking. The fire extinguisher don't even seem to be working. And then we got her damn passing out in the salon. I said, girl, bye. Really, Karen, you just as damn silly as Pam at this point, because why would you go inside of here? Now you don't freaking jeopardize yourself. Jeopardize the damn baby, honey. We gonna be trying to probably figure out for the next couple episodes whether she alright or not. Y'all already know how it go. But yeah, we back, baby. This is it. Sisters is back in the building. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode, what you rate the episode. You know, if I left anything, I'll put it in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. What y'all think we gonna be looking forward to going, you know, forward with this, being as though Maurice is out on parole and Q done got shot. You know, is this gonna be causing him any kind of problems? Is Gary in, you know, old damn pain in the behind ass child? I can't even think of his freaking name now. Hayden still gonna be trying to go after, you know, Andy damn boss, okay, whatever happened with that storyline, and what is really the truth when it comes to Aaron, y'all, because we already know it ain't what it seems. There's gonna be more to that story, all right, and what exactly is gonna be happening with Zach baby mama, all right, so we gotta go ahead and fight for custody. Like, put it all in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave, let me know you came by, put some flames up in the sky. So